Hi, hello, and welcome back. Today I'd like to explain a little bit about my approach to make a sustainable telco blueprint. The idea behind this is to use open components, meaning ORAN, the Open Radio Access Network initiative, open hardware with the OCP form factor, and open data centers, the data centers that I publish and make accessible with the focus on being as sustainable as possible. Let's dive into that, what I've here in the background. So you see here 3 radio towers. They are standard configuration. You have your 5G antennas, you have a direct access antenna to communicate between the cells, and what's already different about that is that your near radio processing is done within a Submer tank. So that allows, for very simple setup and an easy climate control in all environments. Here that we have 3 different settings under a radio tower. 1 micropod, 2 micropod, and a protected, environment with a shelter for the radio equipment under the 5G tower. Usually this is the scenario. These towers, obviously, they form the radio cells and they are spread out, and a lot of those towers connect then back to central edge data center. I have seen those inquiries in the past. It's roughly 200 kilowatts of specification. To create the most usable and the most sustainable approach, I'll use the data center that includes the Submer Smartpods. You can see here we have a combination out of 4 Smartpods, each with 50 kilowatt to do the heavy computing, heavy lifting, plus 4 OCP racks, V2 or V3, for storage tasks and not so high intensive, not so high density functions. The idea is that each environment has its optimal surroundings, so the heavy lifting, the computing, that all happens in the tank and helps to easier cool where the most of the electricity is spent. The storage functions, they usually don't get into the higher rack densities, so we combine those 2 things. On top of the Submer Smartpods, you see like a double T-beam that holds, fixture to lift out the servers. The heat energy is then transferred via piping and tubing down to redundant coolers. You have the tech compartment here with main distribution, network cabinet, and fire protective measures, video controlled on both sides. And doing so allows, for giving you the control back in your telco infrastructure. Almost all components are open or easy accessible. With the ORAN specification, we've seen more and more, integration and adoption of that and access of this. The telco providers can show that they care about the embedded carbon in their infrastructure, and they can use alternative materials like wood here at the radio shelter or at the edge data centers. Usually edge data centers then go out to core or cloud data center, usually in the metropole areas. I did not highlight this or show this in this installation on this assembly because those can be usually handled by existing data centers. With Aether, an open source approach on running 5G networks, private and public 5G networks, you also can have the right software stack, so you get a lot of control back and are able to set up your own 5G private and public environments. In the following week over the MWC, please reach out, please talk to me or Submer. I will be sticking around the Submer booth. We will have more detailed information showcasing, in terms of embedded carbon and solutions, how this all comes together, what kind of IT equipment you install in the Mircopods just under the radio tower, and also configurations for the data center fully equipped. And if that is of interest, I'm happy to talk more to you. As per usual, these models will be available, will be accessible through GrabCAD and are open sourced under the GPL 3.0 license. So far, this is it for me. I'm excited to go to Barcelona. I'm excited to see you and talk to you. Looking to meet you. Bye-bye.